Hey yo, what is going on? Welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at a track that I produced with another producer. Basically we turned a classic tune into a lo-fi banger in my opinion, and hopefully in your opinion after you hear the final track. So in today's video I'm just going to go through what I did, how I did it. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. But before we do get into the MacBook, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. We do all sorts here on the channel: presets, VSTs, sample packs, the list goes on for music producers. So if you are interested in any of that kind of stuff, hit that subscribe button right now. If you're already a subscriber here, make sure you've clicked that notification bell, otherwise you might miss out on a few videos. With all that being said, let's get into the MacBook. So basically in today's video I'm just going to do a bit of a speed run through this track because it's not the most complicated of tracks. So I'm just going to do a speed run through everything, so keep up. If I'm going too fast, then rewind and watch again. So here we go. So obviously everybody knows who these guys are. You don't? You don't know who these guys are? Wow, really? So this should remind you of who these guys are. Has this been going on? That's who them guys are, and if you still don't know about that track, then I don't know, I'm just all sorts of disappointed in you at this point. So the next thing I did is I went on an acapella hunt. I could not find acapella to this track anywhere, so I decided I had to make it myself. So I went onto the acapella extractor and I used that website to extract the acapella from there. There are loads of different free acapella extractor websites out there. Sometimes this one doesn't work, sometimes it does work, sometimes it gives you bad results, sometimes it gives you good results, but there is loads of acapella extractor sites out there for free. So the next part was to download the MIDI for this track just to help me figure out some of the melodies. So I simply typed it into Google and I went with the first link and I downloaded it free of charge. Big up midiworld.com. So next I opened Ableton and I threw it all in there. So the first thing you hear in the track is a bass, and I used a Anna 2 for the bass. So yeah, that sounded very neat when I first heard it. Next up was the addictive keys. I used the Mark 1. The next VST I used was a tape piano. I used the tape piano a lot in this project because it has so many different presets for that lo-fi feel. It's on sale at the moment actually, $12.50 I believe. I've gave this VST away for free in a few of my past giveaways as well. So subtle, so smooth, and has that lo-fi dreamy sound that you're after. Next up was this sound called Super Lo-Fi. So yeah, that comes in on the chorus, as you can probably tell by the way it sounds. Next up was another tape piano. This sound was a one shot. I don't know where from or who by, but it was a one shot either way, and it sounds very nice. It's like a whistle. I think I might have got it from the Hearts pack by Cymatics. It's just horrendous how many different effects I have on there. Most of them are probably doing nothing. I just slapped a load of stuff on there and it sounded okay, so I went with it. So next up was drums. Basically the drums is a WAV drum loop, sampled of my own drums from a different project. So basically I sampled those drums and put them just as one WAV file rather than on separate tracks. I consolidated them. That's what I did, consolidated them from another project. This is what the acapella sounds like very briefly. I'm not trying to get a copyright strike on this video if I can help it. Very beautiful, very, very beautiful. If that part was quiet for you guys or silenced, it's because I got a strike and I took the audio out. So I duplicated it and put it down, pitched it down by 12 semitones. Just to give a bit more presence in the track, because when I converted it to acapella, it kind of took some, it took a lot off it basically. I'm trying to make it a lot more thicker by doubling it up. So yeah, this is what the intro sounds like and the first chorus, but without the vocals. There's supposed to be a guitar solo in there, which I was debating on using or not using. This is what that sounds like. So I heard that and I thought, that sounds so awesome. The guitar sounds great by Anna too. It sounds realistic. The melody wasn't really doing it for me much. And it didn't really sound as real as I wanted it to, even though the preset sounded amazing. And I started to think, who do I know that can play the electric guitar and play it well? So I started to think, who do I know? I know someone, but can't put my finger on it. And then it hit me. The one and only MattyBeats, Mr. Instagram content creator himself. I just remembered him absolutely slaying some guitar on Instagram. So with it being 2020 and the only way to make a real connection was through Instagram DMs, so I slid right into his DMs, you know.
Yo, my guy. Yo, I'd love to peep it if you can send it over, so just so I can kind of listen and get some ideas. Yo, my guy. My bad. I literally just opened up the beat and checked it out, dude. Those I was like, in the beginning of it, I was like, these chords sound familiar. Like, what is this? And then the sample came in with the drums. I was like, oh shit, he flipped it, dude. Yeah, those drums are fire too. Yeah, that really hits. Yeah, I could definitely do something like some guitar type lead in that like interlude part where you have the guitar lead in there now.
So just as expected, MattyBeats absolutely slayed his guitar solo in this track. So big up MattyBeats, he didn't have to, but he absolutely killed this track. If you do want to find out what that guitar solo sounds like, as well as the rest of the track, it'll play after the outro. But before we do get into the outro, in my last video, I asked you guys, if you want to shout out in my next video, type in Temple in the comments below. These are the guys that commented Temple. So big up those guys for getting involved in the last shout out. If you do want to shout out in my next video, all you have to do in the comments below right now is type in Matty killed it. That's it. Matty killed it in the comments right now, and you have to like the video as well, obviously. With all that being said, let's get into the outro. So that is it for today's video. Hopefully you guys really enjoyed me making that beat. Big up MattyBeats once again. So make sure you go and follow him on Instagram ASAP. He makes such fire Instagram content, so make sure you go and get him on there ASAP. I'll also drop his YouTube in the description below as well. Hopefully this video has kind of inspired you to go and flip one of your favorite classic tunes into a lo-fi banger. With all that being said, I just want to thank you guys once again for coming to visit me on the channel. I really appreciate your time, and I'll see you guys in the next one.